So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury and this is Jim Begley.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Some terrific scenes here in Barcelona. My goodness me, it's made even better by 100,000 supporters in full voice. It is a true heavyweight clash.
Well, on the face of it, Peter, we would appear to have a high-caliber meeting with very little at stake. But then you consider a chance for one or two of the fringe players to get a look in, and this becomes a big incentive. It changes the dynamic. So there's plenty at stake for them, which will do no harm to the energy levels and the overall conviction, and hopefully the style of contest.
It does seem to be a 4-3-3, Jim.
Yeah, Peter, you can look at this formation 1 minute and think that it is 4-3-3, and the next time you check it'll be 4-5-1, and it's all to do with whether you've got the ball or not, and the wider attacking players being asked to apply defensive discipline too. When it does turn to a 5 across midfield, then the shape of this team takes on a much tidier, compact defensive look.
And that gets things running. So, Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
This could be another episode of the Sejo Girassi show, I think, Peter. While he's primarily a poacher, he doesn't really have the composure you need in the penalty area when it comes to his finishing. He's a bit Hollywood or bust regarding that. But when it comes to his general play, he has great composure bringing his teammates into the game. So he just needs to get that clinical edge going.
I think the opposition defence agree too. He's going to be the source of so many of their headaches. Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Eric Garcia. Now it's Ferran Torres, played out to the left flank. He is through here! Rafinha puts a cross in.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
Can he get on the end of this? Now it's Brandt. Brandt! It's a loop. Oh, it's fallen loose again! Goal! Borussia Dortmund! And it's Borussia Dortmund who take the lead. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Well, that's not the best attempt by the keeper, and he's just paid the ultimate price, hasn't he?
Borussia Dortmund have fired themselves in front.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Lopez, there's the header! Harmlessly behind.
Well, it's almost like he had too much thinking time there, Peter.
Borussia Dortmund looking to pass their way through. Now it's Brandt, and he's worked it through. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Well, the runner's been sold a little bit short there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Now it's Brandt. He's being urged to shoot. Brandt! Oh, what a climb! Didn't quite get enough on that.
That's good play. Plenty of targets in the penalty area and plenty of movement too.
Now it's Rafinha. De Jong. Out to the right. Yamal.
Barcelona certainly could do with a positive spell for the remainder of this half, just to set the tone for what's to come.
And Yamal. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. It's not an especially good pass, that. Brandt. Nemecha. Nicely weighted ball. That looks a good big chance! Oh, what? And one more try! He's scored! And there's the goal they've been looking for. Well, was he ever going to miss that? Of course he wasn't.
Again, that's terrific movement, Peter, and an even better pass. It's beautifully played.
El dorsal 7.
Borussia Dortmund are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it, now they have it.
Lopez, and that's aimed into the middle, and that is expertly dealt with. Referee's had a look, and he's blown his whistle for half-time. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
And that's the start of another 45 minutes.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but the
Header! And he's heaved it away. Well, that is clearly not the outcome he wanted.
Well, that's a move which shouldn't be allowed to repeat. A dribble, cross and attempt, all too easy.
He saw the danger and he went crashing in. And that was very necessary. And now they can spring out of defence. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Adeyemi. He has found the way through. De Jong.
There's no doubt it's a long way back, but they can at least give us something to believe the gap might be closed.
Looking for the run. Real chance! Cleared away. Nemecha. And here's the chance to counter. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Balde. He won't be happy with that one. Girassi is onto this. Not the most convincing of passes. Fermin. Kubasi. And Yamal. Yamal carries the ball down the right. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Se va a llevar a cabo un cambio de jugadores.
Eric Garcia. Balde. And Rafinha. Now, can they get him away? Dani Olmo is in a really good position out wide.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
So there's going to be another change here.
Cambio de jugadores.
Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Ryerson.
Oh, great feat, that.
He's found a way through. Rafinha. That's a shade optimistic. Chukwuemeka.
Barcelona really have been second best here, second to every ball, and they can't have any complaints about where they are now. The good thing is they haven't given up, but it's not looking favourable.
Fermin. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And it's Olmo. Now it's Yamal.
Habrá
2 minutes to be added on. Borussia Dortmund do have a chance to counter here. And he's on a charge. And that is as far as it goes. Barcelona were a team not short on effort, but ultimately they were found wanting when it mattered. That is simply not how you go about winning. Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
Well, there was a distinct lack of clarity or commitment in everything the players were trying to do. Looking pretty lethargic, and they were ruthlessly exploited and deserved to be.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.